So let's talk about somnambulism. This is one of those things that when I first learned hypnosis, I remember going to some more advanced training after doing my basics, and they talked about this, and I was sitting there like, ah, what are they talking about? I got no idea. And it wasn't until I actually stopped someone at the morning tea part and I'm like, can you please explain this somnambulism to me? And they just sort of looked at me like, really? You don't know what it is? How'd you get into this course? So now that I know what it is, I'm like, oh, thank you so much for your assistance. So I thank that lady for that. So here we are. Let's talk about somnambulism. Now, please bear with me when it comes to my pronunciation. I am going to try my absolute best, so feel free to poke fun at me in the comments. So, somnambulism comes from Armand Marie Jacques de Chasseneuil. Marquis de Prosgneur was a French aristocrat, that's some English, was a French aristocrat that is remembered as one of the pre-scientific founders of hypnotism. So somnambulistic is the action of being in a deep trance that represents a sleepwalker. So this is a state that can create maximum response in the clinic, on street, or even on stage. So somnambulism is a deep trance state. It represents a deep sleep and the brain waves are actually very low when it comes to their megahertz. When I actually did somnambulism myself, what happened to us was we went through this whole process and then they laid us in between these chairs. So my head was on one part of a chair and my feet was on another part of the chair, and that would and my feet was on another part of a chair, and then we'd lay down stiff as a board, like we'd plank, and we'd be there for ages. And then the part of the demonstration, when I saw it for one of the more professional people that have been practicing somnambulism, they actually stood on that person's stomach as they were there. So it was phenomenal, and it was absolutely amazing. So somnambulism is a deep trance state. It represents a deep sleep and the brain waves are at a very low hertz. So signs of somnambulism is the person looks like they're very slowly relaxing, and when they wake up they say, it's not working, or I'm not asleep. Only showing them the time that has passed will convince them otherwise. So when you actually show them, hey, you've been out for like 40 minutes or something, they're like, oh, okay. So it's non-responsive. The client looks like they have fallen into a deep sleep right before you, but they haven't really. And that's where your idiometer responses can come in that you learned in the last video. So what is a somnambulist? So a somnambulist is a person that easily drops in and out of hypnosis. So some people have practiced this art and others just do it naturally. These are the hypnotist's dream clients. They respond to commands and are highly suggestible, and they make being hypnotized look awesome. I have quite a few somnambulist clients, and whilst they're in hypnosis, you can see them moving their head, and they'll do the twitching and the smiling and the tears will flow out. They fully engage in the process. So a somnambulist is your most favorite client in the whole wide world. So if you want to actually learn about somnambulism, that will be available in our modern mentoring later on in the year. So please join me in the next video. I'm going to be talking about external environments and how they are affecting us. Are they actually making us depressed, anxious, and all that sort of stuff? And what is it that you can do as a therapist about that? I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Go and find your somnambulist. They're freaking awesome.